This is the plaintiff, Terry. He says he rented an apartment from the defendant, and the lousy landlord decided to lock him out, which is illegal. All of his stuff was in limbo, including expensive appliances which he owns. He's here suing this unscrupulous man for every penny of the $3,614.30 he's owed for his personal property and unreturned security. This is the defendant, Ahmad Davis. He says the plaintiff was using the apartment as a warehouse for some kind of illegal activity. Couches stacked on top of one another, multiple appliances, boxes, and a 6-foot elephant statue. Turns out the guy got arrested and was thrown in jail. No rent was being paid, and he changed the locks. If anyone here has been wronged, it's him, and he's not paying a penny to the plaintiff. He's accused of locking out a locked-up guy. The defendants filed a countersuit for $3,400 for unpaid rent and damages.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says his landlord locked him out and has his stuff, but the defendant says the plaintiff was running some sort of illegal activity inside and he got busted. It's the case of you got busted, so you can't be trusted.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Terry, you are suing Ahmed Davis and ADS Property Management, represented here by Mr. Davis, for $3,614.30, which you say you are out as a result of an illegal lockout and his refusal to return items to you. You have a counterclaim against him for $3,400 in unpaid rent and damages. Okay.
Right.
There is a security deposit at play here of $1,700, right?
Yes.
Everybody agrees it's $1,700?
Yes.
All right. So what happened?
Basically, my father and my 2 friends, they went to go get my belongings from my apartment while I was incarcerated.
When were you arrested?
Okay, I turned myself in February 1st.
February 1st. You send them there when?
I sent them the 2nd week of February, and the locks were changed.
Okay, now hold on. All right, did you have a lease on the place?
Yes, I did.
All right, and your lease was from when to when?
My lease was from September, I'll tell you right now.
To September.
September.
So you were in the midst of your lease, in the middle of it?
Yes.
All right, now was this, your rent was subsidized, right?
Yeah.
Is it Section 8?
No, it's not Section 8.
A different program?
It's a different
All
program.
right, were you responsible for paying any portion of it, yes or no?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so rent was paid?
Yeah, it was paid.
Rent was paid for February, and you
Yes.
don't dispute that rent was paid for February?
No.
Okay, so now you 2 gentlemen go there. One of you come up? Did you go to the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
At his request, and the purpose of going there was what?
Just to get the belongings and stuff.
Okay.
And
by the way, before you send him, did you communicate with your landlord and say anything about the situation?
Well, I tried to communicate with him, but he never picks up his phone. So I talked to Holly, that's his representative, and I told her that I was going to be leaving and everything.
That you were breaking the lease?
Yes,
All
basically.
right.
And I had my...
Did you explain the circumstances?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you go there, and what happens when you try to get in?
Yeah, like I said, we went there, me and him and his father. We went there trying to get in, and the locks was just...
So you couldn't do anything?
Nah, so
Did
we just
anybody call the
left.
police?
Nah, we didn't do that.
No police.
All right, so did you change the locks? You can go ahead and...
Okay.
The locks were eventually changed after
In
they moved
February?
out. No, not in February.
When did you change the locks?
In April.
Do you have a receipt from changing the locks?
No, my witness can. This is my maintenance actually.
Come on
got
up.
here.
Are you the maintenance man?
Yes, I am.
Okay, did you change the locks on that place?
March 21st.
March 20th.
I physically went there. There was a female tenant staying there. We explained to her. She said she changed the keys. She said Kwandu had changed the locks, and she didn't have a key to it. So she said she was not locking the doors when she left. She was not doing any of that. March 22nd, I went back. The whole apartment was empty. I changed the locks, except for what she had left behind, trash. There was a kitchen table. Everything else was gone. They had clearly moved out.
That's not true.
Who was a female living there?
That's my children's mother.
Okay. Now, you are suing for the return of the security deposit, but you know you broke the lease.
Yeah, I broke the lease.
All right.
Okay, that's understandable. Okay,
right.
that I broke the lease, but my belongings.
All
I
right,
didn't
so
get
let's talk
none
about your
of my
belongings.
appliances.
Fridge with a TV in the door.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, I try to be fancy and classy, you know?
Yeah, me too. But before I pay for something so fancy and classy, I let other people not pay my rent. That's just me. All right, and stove, stainless steel GE electric, a Samsung dryer, and a Samsung washer.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have proof of purchase of these items?
Yes, I do.
May I see them? All right.
Sure.
So what? When you go in there, where are those items?
The only thing in that apartment was a doorless fridge and a pile of
A doorless.
a doorless fridge. The doors were not even in the apartment.
That's because they had a TV in them.
Yeah, he's telling a doorless lie because I had all my items there.
How do you
okay?
know? How do
I
you know the mother of your children didn't
I
steal
know
your
she
stuff?
didn't because she doesn't steal. And first of all, she has her own apartment and her house is full of nice stuff. Him, on the other hand,
Well,
he
what-
said several times, you got a lot of nice stuff in your house. You should sell it to me. And I have the receipt.
What were the charges
What charges?
against you?
Breach of peace. I got into a fight, a real bad fight.
How long did you end up serving?
Well, I did about 8 months.
In your answer to the complaint, you say that the plaintiff was using the place like a warehouse. The apartment was filled with, but not limited to, toys in bags and boxes, couches that were stacked on top of each other, multiple appliances, even a 6-foot elephant statue. Even my basement, that was not his area to utilize, had a lot of stuff. How do you know that?
I have pictures of it.
Can I
Right.
see the pictures?
Sure. That way.
There's a washer dryer.
Right.
They're in shrink wrap. I mean, did you have like a fencing enterprise here? What was going on here?
Well,
There's
no,
a lot of stuff in
I
shrink
just-
wrap in here. What were you doing?
Yeah, I just moved out of a big house, so I had to put a lot of stuff in storage because it didn't fit in that apartment, and that was a 2-bedroom.
Your Honor, there are multiple refrigerators, multiple washer and dryers, and it wasn't being used as a place for a family to live as it was intended.
What were the charges?
Breach of peace.
Did you have anything having to do with stolen property or no?
No. Yeah, right.
No, I'm asking. I mean, you got to admit this looks a little suspicious, right?
Yeah, no, I get
I mean,
money.
you know I'm smart, right?
I work.
You know I was a prosecutor. I know.
Yeah.
I work too, but there's not a bunch of appliances and shrink wrap in my living room instead
Yeah.
of a living room.
Yeah, that's-
There's a living room in my living room.
The guy, the tenant, has like multiple refrigerators, different.
Inside the refrigerators. And then they shrink wrapped them inside the refrigerator.
No, the whole thing is shrink wrapped. The question, does it sound shady for a tenant to do that, to have that?
Yes, it sounds shady.
I mean, is there any logical explanation on why you would have multiple appliances in shrink wrap in your living room?
He could just be holding them for a mate. A mate's bought them. He's holding them for him until he sells them on.
Multiple refrigerators for a mate.
Yeah, you can't explain that. can you?
No. Going inside the courtroom.
Your Honor, the letters that he sent mentioned that he got all of his belongings, that he
Can I
moved
see
them
that?
out. Yes. Just the first paragraphs that are there.
Yeah, I mentioned that I got my belongings because I was under the impression that my dad got everything, but he said he didn't get everything out of there.
He says everything was out of there. This says, you say in a letter, I've gotten all of my belongings
Yeah.
taken out of the place already. How am I going to pin your missing stuff on them, on him?
Yeah.
That's going to be, let me just see your counterclaim. Let me look at your counterclaim. You're suing for May through August. Did you re-rent the place?
Yes,
When?
in June.
So why would you get double rent?
Well, what I'm suing for was that he broke his lease.
Yeah, I know.
and it
That
goes
doesn't
to
mean you
them,
get a ching-ching, let the cash register ring. Like, woo, it's great. Everybody should break their lease because I get paid rent twice. That's not
Correct.
how it works. All right, so it's May that you're out, and that's what you're keeping the security deposit for.
That's what, yeah.
Okay, and then now let's talk about damages. Do you have pictures of the damages you want me to look at?
Yes,
Let me see them.
that's on that phone.
Oh, sorry.
So what we
Transfer
do
to
whenever
that floor.
someone vacates the property and sends us a letter that they're out, the rest of it, we have to empty it and prepare it for the next tenant moving in. And there was nothing in that apartment of any value. And we
Do you have any pictures that would justify having to have the carpets cleaned for $125?
I actually, we
Yes or no?
no.
Okay. Do you have any pictures that would show why the toilet and floor needed replacing for $525?
The picture in there of the bathroom shows the sink clogged. It shows the toilet
Right, but
is
that can be
broken.
cleaned. And
The toilet, you can see that it's removed to the side, and as it was being flushed, it was going onto the floor, and it damaged the wood underneath, and we had to replace the floor.
do you have evidence of the repair of the floor? Who repaired the floor?
It was,
You did?
Yeah.
How many hours did this take?
I'd say 4, 5, 6 hours.
What do you get paid by the hour?
14.
Okay, what about painting and patching repairs of $650? How do you get that figure? Because you're paying them by the hour, so how is it you're
Yes.
coming up with these figures?
well, you know, when you repaint, you can't just paint a spot. You know, when he's moving stuff out, they put holes in the walls
Can
and
I
things.
see pictures of holes in the wall?
I didn't take
I know,
pictures.
but then,
I
but you
wasn't-
do, okay, but you understand the pickle we're in,
I
right?
actually have another letter from him that states that from moving, he put holes and things in the walls.
Oh, are you kidding me? Would you stop confessing? Give me the letter. Oh, for the love of all that's holy. What is this? A picture of. What is that?
This is damage anything to place.
Oh, that's a dead
from
rat.
here down.
And
Yeah, but a dead
Basically,
rat
the
that someone
holes
took
in
a
the walls.
baseball bat to? Because I don't recognize it as a rat.
yeah, it's a rat. It was a tail.
Was it
and
somebody
yeah.
pummel it? Is that why you took a picture? Because somebody pummeled it?
Yeah, it was
Did you
in my
pummel it?
basement.
Are you the one who pummeled it?
I did.
And then you posted the picture of the
Yeah.
mighty you against the rat?
I sure did. There shouldn't be no rats up in that apartment. Who wants to sleep with rats? I got kids.
Nobody, but you never complained about it until he kept your money, your security deposit. All right, just a second. Let me read
did.
this. Okay, and here you say, if I damage anything, it was the sink only. What were you referring to?
The sink, basically, I would say it got stuffed up maybe because my son put I think he put pennies in it or something, I believe. But that's about it.
All right, so there's $1,700 on that side. You got paid for every month's rent except for May, correct?
Yes.
Rent is $850 a month, correct? Okay. I'm going to allow $850 for the month of May. I'm going to allow $150 for the lock change. I'm going to allow $400 for any other damages that you're talking about in the wall and the toilet, the floor, and all that. That's a total of $1,400. I'm ordering the defendant to return to the plaintiff the amount of $300. That is the net judgment in this case and resolves both cases. As to your claim against him, there is zero evidence that this stuff was there when other parties that you had living there left. Why anybody would leave a shrink wrap dryer and a shrink wrap washer and, to me, the most damning evidence is taking the door and leaving the refrigerator there. If they were going to do it, they'd just take the whole thing and say, I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, leaving the refrigerator there and taking the door was just nasty, just nasty. So the net judgment is in favor of the plaintiff, but in the amount of $300. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Both sides, hold on right there. Hold on.
My bad.
So, in effect, the plaintiff prevails. Mr. Davis, the defendant's just come out of the courtroom. Did you learn anything from the judge today about what you have to do in the future?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, there was a little there. Through my claim, I didn't get to speak a lot about the counterclaim, but,
Well,
it's okay.
she went through it item by item.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you.
You must sign some documents. You must go with him. Now, Mr. Terry, the plaintiff's on his way out of the courtroom. So you got $300 back.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm not worried about it.
You
He know
okay?
he took my stuff. Yeah.
Whatever
I get
happened
money.
to it? Where do you think?
I don't know. He smoked crack, so he probably took it and used it on
You're
crack.
just trying to say nasty things about him now,
No,
you know?
I'm not.
He seemed like a decent guy.
Decent weird. He got rats in that place. All right.
Well,
yeah. He
sorry
doing
about
a
that.
bunch of-
Congratulations. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, look, everybody's wondering why does it matter? It matters whether this guy is running some kind of a fencing or whatever operation because it impacts his credibility. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.